The boat cut through the turquoise water. Salt spray kissed my face. Adventure Island rose from the sea, a green jewel.
I felt a thrill. This place held secrets.
The sand was white, soft between my toes. Palm trees swayed in the breeze. Bright birds called from the jungle's edge.
I took a deep breath. The air was warm and sweet. This was it, the island I'd dreamed of. Time to explore.
I found an old hut, half hidden by vines. The jungle had kept it a secret for who knows how long. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. It felt like stepping into another world, a world forgotten by time. Inside, dusty and dim, something gleamed. The light barely penetrated the thick canopy above, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Cobwebs hung like ancient tapestries, and the air was heavy with the smell of age and mystery. A wooden chest lay, forgotten, in a corner. It was covered in dust and cobwebs, as if it had been waiting for someone to find it for centuries. The wood was old and worn, but the chest was still intact, a silent guardian of its secrets.
I lifted the lid. Hope surged. My hands trembled with excitement and anticipation. What could be inside? The possibilities were endless. My heart raced as I slowly opened the chest, revealing its contents. Inside, nestled on faded velvet, was a map. It was like something out of a storybook, a treasure map that promised adventure and riches. The velvet was worn and faded, but the map was still clear and legible. It was old, the edges frayed. The paper was yellowed with age, and the edges were tattered and torn. But the map itself was still intact, a testament to its durability and the care with which it had been made. But the ink was still dark. The lines and symbols were clear and precise, as if they had been drawn only yesterday. The map was a work of art, a masterpiece of cartography. It showed the island with a trail marked in red. The trail wound its way through the island, leading to a specific point. It was like a path to adventure, a journey waiting to be taken, and at the end, an X. Treasure. The X marked the spot where the treasure was hidden. It was the ultimate goal, the prize at the end of the journey. My mind raced with possibilities and dreams of what could be waiting for me.
My heart pounded. The excitement was almost too much to bear. This was the moment I had been waiting for, the start of an incredible adventure. This was the adventure I craved. The jungle awaited. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for the journey ahead. The jungle was dense and foreboding, but it was also full of promise and potential. I was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, driven by the promise of treasure and the thrill of the unknown. The jungle was thick, a wall of green. Vines hung like ropes, swaying gently in the humid breeze. The dense foliage created a canopy so thick that only specks of sunlight managed to pierce through, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. The air was alive with the buzz of insects. Their constant hum was a reminder of the jungle's vibrant ecosystem teeming with life. Every now and then, a colorful butterfly would flutter by, adding a splash of color to the green expanse.
I followed the map's trail, my senses alert. Each step was taken with caution as the path was often obscured by the undergrowth. The map, though old and worn, was my only guide through this labyrinth of nature. Thorns tore at my clothes, leaving small rips and scratches on my skin. The jungle was unforgiving, each obstacle a test of my determination, but I pressed on, driven by the promise of discovery. I waded through streams, the water cool on my skin. The refreshing sensation was a brief respite from the oppressive heat. The streams were clear and I could see small fish darting away as I disturbed their tranquil habitat. The way was hard, but the thought of treasure spurred me on. Every step forward was a step closer to the unknown riches that lay hidden in this vast wilderness. My heart raced with anticipation, and my mind was filled with visions of what I might find.
The sun climbed high. Sweat stung my eyes, blurring my vision. The heat was relentless, and the air was thick with humidity, yet the beauty of the jungle was undeniable, with beams of sunlight filtering through the leaves, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow. But I was getting closer. Each landmark on the map brought me nearer to my goal. The dense foliage seemed to part just enough to allow me passage, as if the jungle itself was guiding me. The air grew cooler, damper. The change in temperature was a welcome relief, signaling that I was nearing a water source. The sounds of the jungle shifted, with the distant roar of a waterfall becoming more prominent. The map led to a cave hidden behind a waterfall. The sight was breathtaking, with the water cascading down in a powerful torrent, concealing the entrance to the cave. This was it, the culmination of my journey. The hidden cave promised secrets and treasures waiting to be uncovered. The cave's mouth gaped open, dark and forbidding. Water cascaded down, a curtain of mist. The sound of the water crashing against the rocks was almost deafening, creating a natural barrier that seemed to guard the secrets within. The mist hung in the air, giving the entrance an ethereal, almost otherworldly feel. It was as if the cave itself was alive, breathing, waiting for the next soul brave enough to enter.
I took a deep breath, steeling myself. Time to face the unknown. My heart pounded in my chest, a mix of fear and excitement. I had prepared for this moment for months, studying maps and gathering supplies. Now, standing at the threshold, I felt a surge of adrenaline. The unknown beckoned, and I couldn't resist its call. With one final glance at the world outside, I stepped into the darkness.
Inside, the air was cold, damp. The sound of dripping water echoed around me. My flashlight beam danced across the walls, revealing strange shadows. The walls were covered in ancient markings, symbols that seemed to tell a story long forgotten. The deeper I went, the more the cave seemed to come alive. The echoes of my footsteps mingled with the whispers of the past, creating a symphony of sounds that filled the cavern.
Each step deeper sent shivers down my spine, but I pressed on, drawn by the promise of the map. The map had hinted at hidden treasures, secrets buried deep within the earth. My curiosity was insatiable, driving me forward despite the growing sense of unease. The air grew colder, and the darkness seemed to close in around me, but I couldn't turn back now. I'd come too far.
The air grew heavy, anticipation building with every step. The cave seemed to pulse with energy, as if it were aware of my presence. The deeper I ventured, the more I felt a connection to this ancient place. It was as if the cave was guiding me, leading me to something extraordinary. The whispers grew louder, filling my mind with visions of what lay ahead. I knew I was on the brink of a discovery that would change everything. The cave opened into a large cavern, and there, in the center, bathed in a shaft of light,
Was the treasure chest. It was just like on the map, old and iron-bound, my heart hammered in my chest.
I rushed forward, throwing open the heavy lid. Inside, gold coins glittered, jewels sparkled. It was a king's ransom.
I laughed, a joyous sound that echoed in the silence. The legend was true. The treasure of Adventure Island was real. I carefully packed the treasure, each piece a reminder of my adventure. Leaving the cave, I felt like a new man. I had faced my fears, followed the map, and found the hidden prize.
The journey back was easier, my heart light. The jungle seemed less menacing now. I had conquered Adventure Island and lived to tell the tale.
The legend was real, and I, Bear Grylls, had the proof.